show to me, right? And I know her work. I've recognized her work, and it's awesome. So I was just like thrilled when I saw that she was on this project, and I want to get on it. I want to be a part of that team. And all the names that came up, that's on the flyer.
Actually, I have a talk show called You Don't Understand Situation, which was debuting on Comcast tomorrow at I'm glad to be here. Honestly, I came out because I actually wanted to meet you because I follow you on Instagram all the time. And I was I actually look up to you because I'm also like a self-published author, and I'm trying to, and I see the things you do at Snyder and all, because I'm graduated from Snyder too. So like, I see all the things. So I see all the things, the great things you're doing. I'm like, I have to meet her, so.
I'm gonna punch her dead. You got that on camera? Because I'm gonna get this one right here. Put that on camera. You got it? But it's an honor when you have another sister that can tell you that, because we talk about each other so badly. So I'm sitting here being humbled, trying not to cry because my eyelashes cost $2.99. And I don't want them to come off because I don't have another pair to put on. But it's so humbling, like it's just a humble experience when you can have another diva to tell you on just something that has touched you. Because a lot of people don't do it. We're quick to talk about each other and don't give credit. So I wouldn't have never thought that. So that's what I'm sitting here in awe of you, because I'm always on defensive. Because I'm always ready to fight. Because people will try your hand. You understand what I'm saying? So
that's why I want you to say. That's why I want
Jesus
you to say this stuff. You know why? Because Tamika is used to people. No, because Tamika is used to people always coming at her. So for somebody.
Oh no! Whoa! No, they don't come to me. They'll talk to someone else.
But for somebody to actually say this, that's why I'm happy. Because Tamika doesn't get enough. Tamika doesn't get enough people to appreciate all that she does. So, not that I need it. Not because I be tired of one always fighting for you.
Yeah, I know, because right. But they don't come to me. They'll talk among.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's so great.
So they don't come. Yeah. Praise the Lord.
And what we do is we promote Christianity and positive thinking through music, arts, and gifts. So we take anybody in any age and we enhance their inner gifts and bring it out to the forefront so that they could utilize it to help other people. We have a few musicians, we have a couple of artists as well. We have a major artist called gospel artist Zadok, and he does gospel rap and positive thinking.
Resident of Jersey City. I'm a retired social worker from the welfare department. And right now I'm one of the board directors of the Berry Lane Park. We were a community group that helped get this park. Ready to build a 43-unit condominium. It's called Community Crossing. It's right on Communipore. And also, some of those units are going to be affordable. And what we're trying to do, and we're probably going to be working with you with the Urban League and with Veronica, we're going to be giving a series of classes. We want the community to buy into these condominiums because of the fact that when you own, you protect. And with the Urban League with Veronica, we're going to get a series of courses so that we can pre-qualify people, our neighbors, that we know in order for us to get those units.
But I was off this morning from one of my jobs, because I work 2 jobs. I'm a substitute teacher for Jersey City Public Schools. Right now, I'm currently low-key, you off Monday? And he was like, yeah, I am. I was like, you want to hang out? Because we usually have time to have sibling dates. I call it sibling dates. And we haven't had one in over a year. And he was like,
are you real brother and sister?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. No. Okay.
Oh yeah, the black folks, we would be like, oh, that's what
Yeah, I'll just go. I have nothing to do, so I'll go. And I'm glad that I'm here.
And Lewis is awesome. Frank is awesome. And my brothers, I know they got tied up, but they're awesome. So when he named the first one, he is absolutely right, because everybody that's on the panel is one.
If anyone knows anyone in the accounting or business
Absolutely.
field, get in touch with her after the event. 'Cause she's kind of shy, but I make sure.
Send me your resume. Liz, myself, Kim, I definitely, send me your resume. And anybody else that's in the room as well. But I definitely want you to send it to me. I love what you said. I love the people with confidence.
Currently in my first year at NJCU.
Okay, let's clap for that. that. Look at that. I'm there Wednesday for the Black History Month for NJCU. Okay, all right.
I finished my first semester with a 4.0 GPA. So.
Beautiful. Oh my God.
I'm also the vice president of Trio. I'm a treasurer of the photography club. I do a bunch of stuff with student government on campus. Aside from that, I'm currently employed at the Mary Bethune Center as the fiscal administrator and calendar admin. The youngest ever in that position. I was there as secretary, Sunday school department, usher, and all that other fun stuff as well. And then for my own purpose, how I call it, I'm a public and motivational speaker, a writer, and a coach. And my purpose, my goal in life is to inspire, to change, and to lead my peers, and also to change the narrative of those who look like me and come from similar backgrounds to me, that we can be more than just drug dealers, baby mamas, baby fathers, in jail, or even at this rate, Dex. A lot of people I grew up with are 6 feet under at this point. But I want to rewrite the narrative, and so that's why we're all.
And it's 18 years old.
Yes.
That's 18. Right. That's 18 right there. Right. Go ahead.
And
No,
also-
you ain't good. Go ahead. They need us on the panel. Right. They need us on the panel. At all. At all.
Favorite speech is actually you were there at my graduation when I delivered a speech, and that's what really gave me hope and a better future. My theme or goal of the speech was just to talk about that when we leave the four walls of Dickinson High School, that we be able to go out into the world and reach a promised land where we're destined to be greater than what we are preset to be.
Right.
And every day since then, June 19, 2019, I've been living in that purpose, living that walk, and inspiring everyone else around me to
All of that, because we do need a push. We do need help. We can't think that we above, that we can't come to things like this, because that's how we got here. Talk about the first lady, the second lady, and the third lady, and the fourth lady too. But it's so important, talk about what you know and not what you think. Well, but I think it's some other things that we could definitely do. Okay?
Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Round. All right, Tiva.
I mean, we got some other friends that just.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
My name is Darlene
It's my mother's name.
Fields Roseboro. Lamont is my brother.
Nice.
I came here because I know Louis Spears. I love him, so that's the reason why I came here.
We all love him.
Born and raised in Jersey City. I attend full gospel. Praise the Lord. PS 24.
Oh, nice.
Is my home. I've been there about 3 years, and I have 2 children.
What's their names?
Darion and Darren Jr.
Nice. I love kids. I don't like grown-ups too much, but I love kids. I love the kids.
My daughter's 21. My
Nice.
son will be 14 Thursday. He's 8th grade. Goes to Dr. Lena Edwards. He's graduating.
Even with strangers, because I know you probably know she's from a campaign. He was like asking me, I just got this hot tea. This is right getting out of my tea. But you said you was gonna share, so thank you so much for coming. And we love your brother Lamont.
Yes.
Okay.
Does she know you?
Oh, well, guess what? I don't know her like that, Lamont, like I know you. And don't be putting her on the spot like that, Lamont.
Barry Williams, I'm retired from security and maintenance. I'm an artist, and I'm currently trying to work on a program for youth. For the same thing you're talking about, stop the violence.
Nice.
I'm doing some artwork on who got shot
That's right.
for no reason.
That's right.
I wanna hear about this young lady on the corner doing drugs,
Go
and
ahead.
she's a mother.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't wanna see that stuff anymore. I came up through a civil rights movement, and we fought. Freedom and everything else. You know, the right to have an education.
Go ahead. Right.
The right to have a better job.
Wow.
A right to life.
Wow.
And what happened to the message? What happened to the message? What all those came before us, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, all these guys.
Nice.
We have people in front of us, but we can't drop the ball. We gotta keep going.
Events called Speak Your Piece, because I was always one of those people that didn't really have on the mic, because we all needed an exit. We all need a release, and it's a lot easier to do it through the arts, in my opinion, as somebody that went to art school, to do it through the arts. So that's what I did. I did that for about 3 years, and I really focused a lot on mental health because we don't really have that exit. I got pregnant, I had a child, and I started to realize, like, I love adults, you know, but you can't really help too many adults like you can help the children, because it starts somewhere, and kids are our sponges. They're where everything begins. And now I have a 5-year-old, and I see everything that he is around, he absorbs. So young professionals, right now, our biggest focus is the census. It is voting. It is having a platform for young kids to see that, yeah, we're professionals, but we also can have fun. We can build a network. The network for the young professionals is one of the most empowering networks I've ever been a part of, because all of us need each other, and all of us give each other that energy. Just like this room provides a lot of energy. Like I always get real emotional and stuff when it comes to this, but this room is providing me energy, because I know that there's a purpose in everything that I do. I don't look for the accolades. I don't look for the pat on the backs. It's like, this is what I want to do, and this is how we're going to do it.
You wrote the book, right? I think you were the president something, and then first lady.
Behind you.
I just said she's so pretty. Look, and wait, wow, so you graduated from Cider.
Yeah, I graduated last year. 2020. No, 2019.
I was your keynote speaker.
Yeah.
She said, yeah. And I'm looking at her, I'm saying she looks so familiar. I'm like, oh my God, how are you?
Good.
You want to say anything, Ty? With your pretty self. With your pretty self.
I'm kind of shy.
Okay.
My name is Neona Watson. I work here as, well, let me rewind, because I started here working part-time. I had another job with Journey to Womanhood. I was about 10 hours a week or something. Like, tell me nothing. Hey, mommy, you got any tissues? I forgot my pencil. So I knew a little bit about that from having taught before. But it was just interesting to see these young women start out, you know, being very guarded, being very, you know, standoffish, hands at a distance, and just through sort of spending time together, doing things like going to Turtleback Zoo. This is the thing I really remember, going to Turtleback Zoo, and we did an obstacle course. And of course, the hardest ones were the ones crying when it came time to do the zip line. So that was fun, but they did it. You know, but they did it, and they felt so proud and so good. And so that was a really great experience for me. 1 hour yoga class. I'm a certified yoga teacher. I did a 300-hour training in 2008, and I've been teaching around Newark primarily for the past three years. I've taught at workshops for churches, women's retreats, and then I got involved with some nonprofits in Newark, and so that's the third thing that I do.
And Educational Gilmore Speaks, what I do within that organization, we have YELP, Youth Enrichment Learning Program. And Youth Enrichment Learning Program is a mentoring program that provides one-on-one and group mentoring. And we also have another aspect where I go all around the country as the youth, and I'm in a room with them like, listen, I think we should do this. And I think they're like, oh wow, we've never thought about that. We've never thought to ask the youth, how should the program look? You know? So that's what I do, and it's like I do that thing 24/7, you know.
As you know, and you probably don't know, my husband had major surgery. And when I tell you, he took my he ain't religious and he might not know whatever. That nigga lying right now on camera. When I say to you, Reverend Rev loves him, and when he was there for my husband, and he ain't go to Mount Olive nowhere, but just the concern that he has for my husband is speechless, it's priceless. And I even get teary-eyed, and just because I can call him at 6 in the morning, or I can call him at 12 at night, and his wife would say, is that Tamika? Is that the first lady? I want to talk about you. And people want to say this and want to say that, and I'm okay, you can talk about me all you want, because they talked about Jesus Christ. What I can say is that one right there, proud of you, but you know I am always here like you're always there for me, and I have to just say that I love you dearly. I don't know how we got here, being in this room today, because it's our day off. I don't know how Kim made this happen, but I told Kim me and her gonna have a side conversation. But again, it's really, really empowering when we can actually make this happen. So kudos to you. Yeah, Mr. Lewis Spears.
So Lewis Spears grew up in Booker T projects. My mom was trying to be bougie and move out of the projects. And then we were on Section 8. We moved to Grant Avenue, and then we had a fire. And then we lost everything. We moved back to the projects in Booker T. Needed to raise different parts of me, right? On the hill, it's totally different from downtown Jersey City versus, right, Harmon and the Crux and all that good stuff. I went to 5 different public school systems, so it's not like, you know, when people try to play Jersey City Board of Ed out or Jersey City Public Schools, I take it personally a little bit, only because, right? Because I've been around, I've seen things, and if it wasn't for my teachers, my home life wasn't the best, right? As you can tell with me moving around a lot, if it wasn't for my teachers and the influences that they made and had on my life, right, I wouldn't be who I am today. So, you know, I do believe that, right, as a Jersey City Board of Ed, that there needs to be, you know, improvements, right? But I don't think you need to throw the baby out with the bathwater to, you know, make that happen, right? I finished college. I went to Rutgers University, had to move away, close enough so that I could get back home to handle things, right? But then far enough so that they couldn't get there, right?
I like that.
Right? They weren't just gonna pop up, which is very important. JCU, where I plagiarized, right? And I put that in the book, and I'm not going to tell you the whole story because I want you to buy the book. I plagiarized, and at the time when I thought that my professor was going to, you know, suggest that I, you know, be expelled, she basically suggested that I apply to Harvard, right? And so from that experience, I'm like, I'm not going to get in. She's like, well, you know, how would you know if you don't try, right? And I said, well, if I try, would you write a recommendation letter? She was like, of course, I'll write a recommendation. And she actually graduated from Harvard. And I got in. Going to Harvard, man, and I'm answering this question because I'm saying this because this is a question that I get a lot, right? Like, how was it at Harvard, right? I think a lot of times when you see like Harvard, #1 school in the world, you think of like, you romanticize the experience, right? But because I was raised in Jersey City, there's certain things that I just don't play with, right? And so like, you ain't gonna come in the classroom and play me out, right? You're not going, as a professor, you're not gonna be able to just say stuff that I've lived through and like say something totally opposite and think that that's gonna be Bible, right? Like at the end of the day, like that's my professor, I respect him. However, there's gonna be an experience that he and I will have if he continues to say whatever, right? And I didn't let him do it, right? And not only because
Hey.
why don't you just sit in the circle, man? I feel like
Yeah, come right here, Ron.
Right here, Ron.
Leaves one, comes another.
I like that, Lewis.
It's been like that, like.
Thanks, Lewis.
But go ahead. Hey, Ron.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rashid Chambers. I'm a IT security specialist by trade. I'm Frank's nerd, I guess. Tell everyone that. I don't have a problem with that though. But yeah, I work with a lot of the male community members. I work with Lewis from time to time and stuff like that. If he wants a flyer or something, just to help out my bros. We kicked off a project last year called 28 Days of Blackness and Black History Month. It's a series. Lewis has been on it. Frank has been on it. Frank's obviously, he's an executive producer as well. But the focus there is pretty much to put out Black history content, because we're seeing that it's not really something that we see in the educational system. You don't really get a real deep, enriched, this is who you are when it comes to Black history. And we understood that there's a need for it. So we created a video series to feature, people like, Coretta Scott King or someone like Whitworth Cheswell, the first judge in 1746, the first Black judge. And people like Tucson Overture and things like that. People don't understand a lot about their history. They don't know a lot about, our youth don't know a lot about. You can find it on YouTube or you can find it on Facebook, primarily Facebook. But if you are, if you're a fan of Frank and the work that he does, you should go to the Fetty page, because we're broadcasting from Fetty. So, because I figure he has more likes than I do. So why not use his platform? It's not true, actually.
Oh, go ahead, Rob.
But
Nice.
we do it from there. But if you really wanted to find, especially last year's episode, you can go to YouTube at 28 Days of Blackness. And yeah, it's Jersey City's own. So, you know,
Yeah.
Pam Johnson,
Yes,
like
yes.
I said, Lewis, myself.
And the other young lady that
yeah.
Lewis works with, what's the other?
Janine.
Yeah, Janine. A beast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Janine was on there as well.
A beast.
Yeah,
And Frank did the, is that what the?
Information out.
Yes.
This is a video that we did. It's called It's Been You Mama. I'm trying to promote it. I think it should go viral for any young man who never thought they'd make it and their mama was a big part of their lives.
That's my dad. That's my
Proud daughter.
Sugar dad.
And come to find out, the city of Jersey City always knew about it. It's on their records. They have a site, but it's not a precise site, because the coordinates that they had in 1600s and they had now is different.
Okay.
But we do know the general location, and that's off of Johnson Avenue in Jersey City. Some of the developers in that area to see if they would help. That area has been built over hundreds of times because of the railroad and everything. There was a study that was done, like, let's say in the early 70s, and they said that they might have found things of pre-America establishment, but they didn't mention anything about any African artifacts or anything.
Black African American. The reason why he's asking that question, because are you trying to become one? What's the, okay, so it does make a difference, Mr. Gilmore. It does make a difference to have that certification on it, because that's how you can get booked and get paid, sir.
Yeah. I mean, that's an avenue, but and I've come to learn in this business that you're gonna get your speaking gigs from speaking gigs.
That's right.
So everywhere you go to, if you deliver a powerful message and a segment of that population, like, oh, we can use him.
Absolutely, whether you're certified or
Whether
not.
you're certified or not.
Right, but that's the difference,
You know what I
to
mean?
answer that question.
He was talking.
I know, but I can't. I'm his type, yeah, okay, you got it, right? I love him, I love him. Any other questions? Yes,
Are you a self-published?
I am.
What advice would you give to like authors who are self-published, authors to get their books out there?
Okay, so when you just said that, so I talked real fast. Let me just back that on up.
I'm not self.
I'm not self. I was about to say I self did the work, but no. Let me tell you, my good friend. No, my good friend. One of my best friends published my book, and like
But
literally
Lewis,
over 20
aren't you
years.
self-published, Lewis?
Yeah.
Lewis said he can answer that, but let me. I'm not my best friend, but we did it together.
Oh, okay.
Literally, we grew up for 20 years, and this has been in the process ever since when I caught the case. So literally, I wanted, because she started her publishing company, but I pretty much told her exactly what I wanted to be
Oh,
done.
okay.
So to answer that question, that was a part yes and a part no.
So what to do is have like 4 or 5 different events. What Gilmore just said is that from one event you're gonna get 2 or 3, right? Typically, and so make sure that I had those things lined up and like, hey, I have a book coming out. The book launches this date, right? So that type of thing. Self-publishing, man, it's tricky. Like I have a huge following, and I still haven't sold as many books as I would have liked to, right? I'm over 1,000 copies, right? Like, if people want the facts.
You got 4 books, right?
I'm about to release the 4th
Oh,
one.
you about to release it?
It's still in the editing
You
process.
might be able to show Lewis something.
Let me answer that because
So self-publishing, with the fact that you have so many books already, I think it's advantageous to publish under your name, right? Because ultimately all the profit and all that stuff goes to you. And I would even say to self-publish to help other people with the process and put them under you as well.
Okay.
Right?
From the Urban League family to all of our guests and panel, we'd like to say thank you. We are so humbly grateful that you come out and shared all this information for us to elevate and become encouraged and empowered right here in our community. Thank you.
I would just like to just say to him and to the whole Urban League family, I want to say thank you for having Frank, Lewis, Monique, and myself to be able to come and be able to share. This was just like a family gathering. We was only missing some fish and grits. So I just want to thank everybody, and I love you, Diva. Mwah.